Y'all might just be coming in now, but we already started.
That's right.
You guys know I'm Kash, your sexologist bestie, and we're here at the Business of Pleasure podcast, where we're shaping conversations that redefine pleasure, right? Pleasure is rooted in our wellness, the things that bring us joy, to bring us happiness, and also, that make us come. We do that too.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
We all for that. But what you commonly find in our conversations that there's this intersection of so many different things that overlap. And I spent a lot of time, what's so funny? You're probably the first episode I really didn't prep for. But I prepped for.
Right.
Right.
I get that. I get
like
that.
I
And if
didn't
you know,
necessarily, I didn't need an outline for the discussion. I knew where I wanted us to kind of start off and where I felt like it would end. And I've had the pleasure of already having a dialogue in a format like this with you to kind of understand how that flow kind of runs. So it's like, I don't think I really...
No.
Yeah, no. So first of all, can we get into the hair? Can we give it to the? Can we get it up to the layers?
Auntie.
Yeah. Oh, and the hairpiece in the back.
Auntie.
Can we get into it? Yes. I love it.
Thank you so
I
much.
was pulling up the block and looking for parking, and for 2 seconds forgot that I was looking for parking when I saw you, because I was like, I saw the hair, and it was like you were up on the top of the steps, so it was almost like I'm looking up to you, and I was just in your crown, like it had this like aura to it. So I was like, I didn't even have to say I'm here or nothing. I was like, oh, there she go right there. But what I love about you is I've always saw a deep level of individualism from the first time I laid eyes on you, from the first time I spoke with you. And I also come to see, like, in the space that we were in, that same respect that people have for you is rooted in just your realness, right? I don't know why, but every time I think about like Sister Soldier or something. Like, I don't know, like
I get a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, but it's a commanding energy, yet nurturing, right? Yet honest and fluid and real, but at the same time, it's like a good balance. And people don't understand that, when you are the person that a lot of people revere and respect and look to, it's a lot of weight.
Weight is an understatement. And it's almost like when you are that person, you're not allowed to be anything else. You don't get an opportunity to fall down. It's almost like in your healing process, because we know that's not a beautiful thing, but it's real, in your healing process. If you do it on the outside, it's almost like people are offended that you're not the thing that they think you're supposed to be. Listen, sweetie, we're layered. And the thing that makes us able to be that individual that you see is our ability to fall apart and build back up. So you have to allow
and instead, when we fall apart and build ourselves back up, we don't just build us back up.
We build a
We
community.
take people with us.
Absolutely.
Yes, there's a heavy responsibility in that, and I like that you said that. It's almost like they don't want you to do the thing that's actually necessary for the process. And the other part about it is there's also a way of not thinking that the process is hitting you as hard as everyone else because of how well you're capable of handling it, or at least you show up, right? So because, I always say it like this, there are some people who lift 500 pounds and it would feel like nothing to them because they train for this and that. There's somebody else who will lift that same 500 pounds and struggle. They didn't make it look as easy. Doesn't mean it's not 500 pounds. It's still 500 pounds, right? I think that we get conditioned when you're that person to many people to handle the 500 all the time, so much so that people forget, that's still 500 pounds.
And it's still the same weight.
Yes,
it's still the same weight. And they love to revere your perseverance and your ability to heal without doing the work. They don't want to do the work, but they want to be.
They want to be where you at that state.
That is something.
And you know what's so crazy about it? It's nasty. Like, there's ugly work and then there's just nasty work. There's stuff that will really, really get inside and twist some things and turn them around. And when you finish coming through it, you're literally never going to be the version. Exactly. And I think about that with you because when we were speaking, you mentioned this But we didn't go into it that night because we were more focused on some of the conversation questions you had for me. But it stuck with me. And so today when I texted you and you just answered how you answered, I was just happy it was in alignment, because that was actually the one detail that I never let go of that night, which was you experiencing a shift in your relationship status that shifted a lot in you. And we've all come through different relationships, but they all have a way of impacting you in certain ways. But then you come across, there's always that one or them ones that literally after you finish this situation, it's a part, like, it's not even just a chapter in your life. You realize like it was several.
Yeah.
It could be a damn near book sometimes.
Absolutely.
So I wanted to kind of talk about that with you, because I think that we're in the month of June as we're having this conversation. There's a lot of discussion around pride. And pride, you can't talk pride without talking identity,
Absolutely.
right? And I don't look at it just as an LGBTQ plus thing, even though that's what we're celebrating. I look at it really just a celebration month of really just being who you are out loud, unapologetically. And I think that however that looks for you, right?
At whatever
that spectrum
moment.
of right, exactly. Is what so this is the time that we have openly granted permission for that celebration of the freedom. But I'm outside every month.
I know that's
every day.
right.
I'm outside when I'm crying. I'm outside, I'm outside when I'm happy. I'm out when it's going good, when it's going bad, when you're under a rock. And you just seem like the kind of person that even when you going through something like that type of transition, you probably still outside showing up.
I absolutely am.
Talk to me about it.
Life don't stop. I've been in, for those who don't know, I'm full, into the lifestyle. The swinger lifestyle, but I've been at play parties and the conversations have gotten so real and so deep that you have an emotional outpour. This becomes a cuddle party.
You know what? Hold on. Okay, we gotta go there. We gotta go there now. No. Let's talk about. But okay, and this is how see when this is a dangerous discussion for many reasons. I'm gonna tell you, we didn't even say her name yet,
nope.
And we just she done already dropped like 3 nuggets, and we didn't even get her name. So now you understand. So real quick, because I'm coming back to that. I'm coming back to that. Please tell them who you are, why you go by who you go by, right? Like, I want to know the story. I want to know what it means, or whatever the case is. And then I want to come back to that discussion that you just dropped in here.
Okay. So some of you may know, but for those of you who do not, I go by Mistress Pegasus. And how I arrived at Pegasus, very, very organic and really nothing behind it. I swear to God.
Really?
Looking for a name for Instagram. And, I'm just not the norm. And I'm whimsical, and I'm a whole lot of things. And I love horses. I love wings. And that was it. I'm a girly girl. So it was Big Pink Pegasus.
Oh.
That was the initial handle. And when I found myself in this lifestyle, I became this not even really became, this personality became the forefront, this very domineering but nurturing, as you spoke about earlier. All of those things became my focal point.
Okay.
Those became the predominant attributes of who I was.
Who you came up, yeah.
And men seem to just submit. They just seem to submit. And
they respected your authority.
They respected my authority.
Well, maybe more so in your leadership and your guidance, because people don't submit anywhere that they don't feel like you're going to take them somewhere they want to be.
Absolutely. So yeah. And this is one I will say this. People like to say their superpowers are a lot of grandiose things. Mine's is holding a secret. Mine's is holding a secret. Mine's is
where the bodies is buried.
Absolutely. And making you understand that this is a safe space. So I tend to facilitate a space for you to be yourself, to explore who that self is. And a lot of times than not, the biggest, burliest men wanted to know what it was.
I just found our connection in that last statement. Ooh. oh, because she got a mommy type
Yeah,
dominance.
that's
Yes,
me,
and I'm the
mommy
same
dom.
way. Yeah, it's because people think that position of authority always has to come from force
cruel
and
space,
cruel and
yeah.
as opposed to not realizing like it's. I always say when you think about leadership anywhere, the best leaders are the ones that are respected and not feared.
Absolutely.
So I never saw the purpose in fostering respect through that.
Fear.
Yes,
Well,
especially if you want to grow the person that you're with. It's almost like mothering a child where even though I have to be hard on you sometimes, right? Or firm. Let me change that word to firm instead of hard on you. Firm with you and not move the boundary lines or let the goalposts move on certain things, because I know from my experience, it's even if you don't get it today, there's a reason why the boundary is here for you as a child.
Not to mention children, even the child in you craves boundaries. They crave structure. So this is the purpose. This is my purpose in that space. Because a lot of times they're not, men and women alike grow into these apparent adults, and they're still missing very key things from childhood. And these are the spaces where they go and find them. And this is why I'm here. So I'm parched.
No. Hydrate, lubricate that throat.
So what I started to say is that you mentioned before that you didn't understand the purpose of being cruel in those domineering spaces. Well, let me just take you to this. I like I said, I'm very nurturing and I am supportive, and I'm I'm a cheerleader for you. Some men that does not work for. That does not work for all men. I've been in relationships that I know that I was loved and I know that I did love, but they just did not work because I didn't motivate. And I didn't motivate because the natural thing that I am is not what they needed. They needed to be challenged a certain way that I just did not do naturally. I'm not cruel, so I'm not going to tell you you're not shit. Sometimes certain men need
they want
that.
degradation.
They want that degradation. So there's a reason for it. There's a space for it. I just don't. That's not where I'm coming from. So while dominatrix is a thing and domineering is a behavior, there's a whole umbrella. There's a whole gamut. It's not just one thing. I can imagine there's even something even a little less firm than the mommy dom. I ain't that, because I'm. You need to do what I say. You need to do that.
Yeah.
Because there will be consequences
if you don't.
Right.
But look, there's consequences in life for anything,
Absolutely.
any choice you make. But on top of, when she
in
said
love.
it, yeah, yeah.
In love.
And the part that you said just now that about what a person needs, like that the type of leadership style you have may not be what's needed. It kind of reminds me, and I think there's like when you're responsible, it's like when a judge has to recuse themselves.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of people who won't choose to recuse themselves in this situation where you realize you're going about something with a person and you're not what they need. People will either try to force you to change to something that they can actually, or the latter, try to change themselves in the process to accommodate you, which usually neither of them end up well.
Absolutely.
Right. And I don't think that just applies to BDSM or dominant type relation. No, I think this applies in every relationship.
Absolutely.
Because there are so many people out here trying to be something they are not for the sake of something else or something that they feel someone that they feel they need to be with or whatever the case is. And it's like, that's not
some
the
status.
Yes,
some
that's
anything.
not the space that you should be empowered to change yourself from. You should be empowered to change yourself from a space of realizing there's something about you that you want to grow. There's something about you that's different. Maybe there's something about you that you never honored and you decided to change today, that I'm going to begin honoring it. But it should be never because you want to change for a person.
Absolutely.
Right? And I think it's better when you're changing for yourself, but it happens to be beneficial to a person in your space because they benefit from that change. They benefit from that growth and development. I can't begin to say, and I got to say this, not just to young men, but also young girls, the part of identity that I didn't understand 15 years ago was that. I had too much of me who tried to show up to be who was needed because I had been trained to be who
that.
was needed,
As opposed to
right?
being
Exactly.
who you were.
Instead of who I needed
Right.
for me. And I see so many people come into relationships and fail sometimes not forward in these scenarios because they're constantly making changes to who they are for the wrong reasons, and then later they wake up and they don't know who the fuck they are.
Absolutely.
And so I need to talk to you about that before I ain't forget that cuddle statement.
Okay.
So I gotta because Pegasus, what you said about you go into this space thinking you're gonna find one thing. I found that really my greatest friendships came out of people who I've met in LS or King Spaces.
Absolutely.
And it has nothing to do with sexual aspects.
Nope.
It has everything to do with like-mindedness and just all people who seem to be searching for something that that you find together. It's almost like you do the first part of the healing alone, the reflective part, but your community is what creates the space for the actual real shit to go down, for you to feel like you can fall apart.
Absolutely.
So have you felt like that cuddle community that you said that LS parties could be, do you feel like you were able to fall apart in your community?
Absolutely. I have been to LS parties where men have flown in from as far as Texas, thinking that they, gonna, play with me. And it turned into a massage session, kumbaya. I so help me God.
I believe you.
Watching the sunrise, just talking about our feelings, rubbing each other's feet and shit.
Yeah.
Because the truth of the matter is people think that all of their release needs to come from sex. Right. So they'll come to these spaces and do that thinking that is the part of healing that they need. When the truth of the matter is they only needed the freedom to be able to do that, to find who they were. And this is how we wind up at a cuddle party, because you don't really want to fuck. You really just want to be able to say, come here and do whatever the fuck you want to do. Yeah.
You
and
want to
somebody not call you a
judged.
bitch ass nigga.
Yeah.
You want to come in here as a 23-year-old man who like a 45-year-old woman and not be looked at by your peers is weird. You know what I'm saying? You want to be able to do that. Let me tell you something. Story time and true story.
Drop it.
Let me tell you. I was on the train today reading your book, going back over your book. And as I'm closing it, there's a young man standing in front of me. And he stopped me. He said, I don't mean to be in your business, miss, but can I ask you something? I said, sure. He said, why are you reading that book? I said, what do you mean, why am I reading that book? He said, no, I don't want to tell you that I was looking over your shoulder, but I was looking over your shoulder, and I just skimmed through some of the topics there, and I want to know why you're reading that book. I said, well, actually, I'm on my way to an interview today, and I wanted to just refresh myself on some of the things that were going on in the book. But if you want to know why I personally am reading the book, I'm reading it because I want to know another person's point of view on how to do a thing that we're all trying to do. We're all trying to I think we're all just trying to get along and be better people and
be how to coexist and communicate with each other just better
and grow as a two wholes as a bigger whole. You understand what I'm saying? Or more so. And the understanding, that that's a possibility. He just turned around to me and he says I'm having a really, really difficult time finding women to communicate with. I'm only 26 years old, but I like the idea of all of the things that are being said and the few things that I have read about how to talk to people and how to. I'm like, you read more the fuck than you saying you did, because you giving me
He was really over your shoulder reading
really,
every
really
page
over
with
my
you.
shoulder.
Well, thank you,
Right.
sir.
Absolutely. I ain't catch that young man's name, but I just thought that rather interesting that
he was 26.
he
you
was
said
26 years old and told me.
And he's struggling already at 26 with the fact that he's having a hard time finding women who he can converse with in a way that actually feels like fruitful.
That feels like safe.
Safe, and he can have.
Right.
That's interesting. I mean,
I appreciated that about that young man.
I appreciate his
just because
curiosity too.
I so
that he
do.
even asked. Yeah.
And because we're on a crowded train, everybody's quiet. And he just, I can be very intimidating to men.
And he was not.
He was not
afraid.
He said,
Yeah.
I'm gonna just say this. I'm gonna ask this old lady what and it worked out. But I'm always fascinated when young men are that kind of audacious, when they are that, because women foster. In our communities, we foster, you could do that, girl. We high five each other, even though we cut each other down. It's equal. Men don't necessarily, or maybe I'm wrong, but from what I know, men don't have that kind of abundance in the community. Not that it doesn't exist at all, but
it's rare. It's
not very, very
yes,
rare.
Yes, I agree with that.
Even if it exists, it can be a little toxic. That's just what I've observed. But I'm always grateful when I come across young men that are able, even older men, who are able to do things like that, just because men don't typically ask questions, not from my era anyway.
You know what it is? It's I think, one, I don't think your observation is off base. I could see a relatively similar one. And in fact, I think, Tahoe, we had a conversation at one point. This was a while ago, probably like 2022. Don't ask me why I remember this discussion from August of 2022. But we actually was my first ever time coming on his podcast, now that I think of it. And in the conversation, we ended up talking about how the differences between the community around women and men, like when there was like, the example used was a breakup, right? Like if a woman goes through a breakup, that likely she's going to have her girls, her community starts to surround her. They listen, they come with the ice cream, they come with the this,
pajamas,
we going to drink wine, we going to have a good time, we going to cry, we going to laugh.
Exactly.
Yes, we're going to do it, and we're going to do it for as long as we need to do it. But basically, we're going to nurture her back to herself and outside, and back to being able to put herself in a position where she's ready to step out again.
Right.
Where he was basically saying like, but I could go to my boy at the time with like the same information, like, damn, she broke my heart. And there are guys that will even clown you like, see, I told you was being a little something, like,
or go to strip club.
Right. Well, or exactly. Or the way of healing that they try to bring to you is some form of like a toxic thing that is numbing whatever you're experiencing, but not actually helping you through it. And then you get to go into your
topical.
Yes. And then you go back by yourself. And that's where the real, stuff is happening behind closed doors alone, where, and after we had that conversation, it stuck with me, obviously, right? Because I thought about it, and then I started to be attentive to watch for it. And I started to notice it exactly what he said. Like in different scenarios, I would see how it played out, how guys were more prone to like clown you or joke on you. See, you was out here being a simp for her, or you was this and like, before they actually like support you and acknowledge the real emotion that comes with it.
Even for little boys.
Yes.
You get told not to cry. You can't,
that's a fight in my household sometimes, that Chris and I have. And not a fight, but it's a fight because he only understands how to respond to those emotions from our son, our youngest, right? Based on how it was responded to for him. Right. And it shaped what he feels like should be the response to certain emotions. And there are times where I'm like, he's crying. I mean, like at this stage in his life at 6, the range of comprehension of emotions is this big. I mean, we grown and we still trying to figure out how the hell we feel. And there's an expectation on a 6-year-old.
The ability to control them.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. And I said, so I think if I'm being real, let me tell you what I think it is. I think adults are jealous of children. Absolutely. I think there's a jealousy in that kids are capable of having those emotions in any space, and it's not looked at the same way.
Right.
You really want to cry. You really want to throw a fit.
I want
to lay on the ground and kick a thing and just say no. And you really want to be able to do that, but you are at the stage of development in which we know it's not socially acceptable. But we see these children, so now we want to force them to eliminate that part of the process from growing. And guess what they're gonna be? Old and just like you, can't understand how they feel, can't talk about their feelings because you silenced it. So we go through that. And I think as we go through that sometimes debate in our parenting styles, right? There are these moments where you have to learn from each other, right? Sometimes I have to learn how to be a little bit tougher with, in my exterior because, those are my babies.
Right.
But I also that's not my nature.
Right.
It's not what I was born. I was not born to be that. I was not born to teach from that space. But again, coming back to identity, the more that I come to learn about my womanhood, the more I understand about my motherhood and why we are supposed to have these fights.
Absolutely.
We're not supposed to think the same about this.
No.
You are a man and I'm a woman.
Absolutely. And
So
you're going to approach it from different places.
yes, but then you come to this point of asking yourself, what is sensible, right? What makes the most sense? Let's remove ego because somebody's life is going to be shaped around our choices as parents. And
what we're doing in repetition.
You get to determine how much money they going to pay in therapy in 20, 30 years. Because that's what we really need to talk about. I'm tired of giving my money to the people. Like, is it just me?
No,
I'm like, listen, I'm over here processing.
Exactly.
And I'm like, yo, when does that, but come, I don't want to, let me come back to you. Woo, baby.
No, we good. No, you good.
See?
You good.
Because I'm feeling, I'm feeling when I think about identity, it means something different today. Like even being with Bedroom Candy, I've learned a lot about who I am in it. I learned about my hustle. I learned about my ambition. I learned about what goals I'm setting for myself versus the goals that I've set because someone told me I should do it. When I came to BK, that's the first time I had a mentor who stopped me from like, okay, what do you want? She asked me this question and told me to go and do this homework. She said, I want you to go and I want you to write the 10 reasons that success is an absolute must and failure is not an option for you, right? So I went and I did my homework. Okay, shout out to Dora Chambers, okay? The Dora Chambers from Dora Speaks Life. I went and did my little thing. I wrote it down. I was like, these are reasons I want this. I want to travel with my kids. I want a big, beautiful house. I wrote my 10 reasons why I got to succeed. And then she came back, and here I am. You know me, a good old smart ass overachieving student. I know I just did this. I know I aced it. And you did nothing. And so here I am getting humbled like a motherfucker because so when I get to the one with the house and she goes, what kind of stove? And I was like,
details.
He's like, what zip code? What size is the bathroom? How many bathrooms? How many bedrooms? Because it changes the price of the house. It changes. So you can't really determine how can you reach that goal if you don't even know what that house costs because you ain't even think about it at these layers and levels. So that type of conversation challenged me to think about my desires and what I want and why these things were important to me. And that conversation repaid me this year when I had to find a new place to live. And I was having this anxiety, girl. I was like struggling because it was unexpected to move. We were renting a home that they're now looking to sell. So now we had to kind of find something in a short, quickly. Yeah. So I'm like, I don't want to put my children through these shifts, thinking about it. But I'm also really, if I'm being honest, can I be
honest? That's what we're here for.
I was stressing because I felt like I wasn't going to find a place with the tub I wanted. Right. And this
no, baby. No, I get it.
I was like,
I get it.
I'm not going to get the tub I want because of that conversation she asked me about what kind of tub.
Exactly.
I know what kind of tub now. Right. And I felt like I'm about to lose the tub because I had a jetted tub in my other place. Right. And so I'm looking, and every time we look at these places, girl, I'm like, oh, this one is nice. And then we get to the bathroom, and I'm like, oh, it's a tub. But I was sitting here saying, like, are you really about to hold your family up from finding a home because these places don't have a jetted tub? Like, how selfish is that? Like, I felt so horrible prioritizing my tub while I'm searching that and not having a white refrigerator. But I said I could buy a refrigerator. The tub is a little different. Yeah. So long story short, right? I went in my car. I prayed like an earth-shattering prayer. Like I write my prayer. Whenever it matters to me, I don't just pray off the top. I actually take the time to write my prayer out and then I recite it back because I want to be intentional and not lose the words that are intended, right? And so usually when I do that, me reading back my own words has a way of like hitting me. So I'm in there and I'm crying my ass off in this car over this tub. this damn tub. And so I went to my the people that I'm paying to listen to me talk every now and again, right? And I was like, I can't understand why I can't let go of this damn tub. She said, because the tub is who you are. She's like, do you know how many times in conversations you have referenced this damn tub with me? Well, before you had to move. She's like, you don't even like to book a place that don't got a hot tub.
Right.
It's just, it got to be one of those. And I was like, she said, but it's not that. It's that because of you, I deal with ADHD. It's sensory regulating for me. When I get in that tub and I put the heat on the jets. Yes. And she said, you take care of your whole house and you don't think you deserve to have the one place that you retreat to after you do it. That's why it's mattering to you. You're not mourning the loss of a tub. You're mourning the loss of your peace.
Of your peace. Yeah. I'm there.
So I went back to Chris. I said, baby, I need to talk to you. And after I explained it to him from that perspective, he increased the budget.
I know, that's right.
He said, well, then we'll go up to this amount. And if that gets you closer, if this gives you more options and the home that you think that not only do I got a tub, first of all, we both could fit in it. You know we ain't tiny.
You know what,
shit.
baby?
Okay, hello.
You know
Me and my
that ain't no tub.
And hold on. The kids got a jetted tub upstairs too.
You know what?
And I looked at it, and we got separate showers because some of the two of them are shower people, and two of us are tub people.
Right.
And I thought to myself, I was worried about losing a tub, and because I prioritized my need and my peace, I got double. God gave me not only what I asked for, but excess.
Because you weren't being selfish. That is called being self-full. That's called being self-full.
We gonna clip this. Talk to me, big sis. Talk to me.
That's what that is. If
Self-full.
you can take care of everybody else, then how blasphemous is it to not take care of the person that takes care of everybody else? How do you expect to continue? Especially if that is your calling. And I'm speaking these things to you so I can hear me say them to me. Just so you know.
All the time when we do it. Don't you hate that?
All the time. But I need to. Because who else who gonna check me?
You know that's why you're here today, right?
I'm nowhere I ain't
because you're supposed
be.
to also be in this seat.
I will be.
You know, this woman right here is supposed to have a platform. And then you know why? Because you just did something. You even in this conversation, this is not a conversation about Kasha, right? And you said to me, sis, we just gonna let it flow.
Yeah.
And I'm over here being conscious, like, Kasha, shut the fuck up. Let her talk. And you like, no. And this is what you bring out of people.
Yeah.
Right? And you know what? It's refreshing when you're that person to be around a person who's the person that you are to others to you. And when I thought about today, I was like, I want to be that person for you. I want you to know that exists here because you created it for me. But I also, like I said, I held on to when you spoke about this relationship change, but it didn't feel like a change in a relationship. It felt like a change in a relationship with you. And
it most certainly was.
What do you feel? Okay. How do you think that relationship blessed you? But also coming out of the relationship, I really want to understand what about that process felt different than because it felt like when you talked about it, it felt like this was a little bit more defining.
Let me just tell you what I learned what has been the blessing coming out of that relationship. The blessing has been really, really understanding my own resilience. Learning how to be gentle with myself, because you think you're a thing until you need that thing, and then the thing that you think you've been doing all the time is not working. So
is it like the thing that you're capable to do for others, the nurture, you have a hard time nurturing you?
Absolutely.
You had a hard time nurturing. Okay.
Because why would I need that? Who the hell am I? If I do the same thing to me that other people do to me, and then I turn around and say, well, how the fuck you gonna do that to me? Well, because you do it to yourself. And you teach people how to treat you. Right? So what I've learned in the blessing in this relationship is that I don't hate this motherfucker. The blessing in this relationship is that, and coming out of that relationship is Spirit has allowed me to be able to see that me moving away when I was so absolutely afraid of doing that, because I gave up everything. You know, when I say everything, I gave up this idea, this no, the preface, the new frontal me. I had given that up because I never wanted to be the conventional wife. Going into this relationship, I entertained it for real, so much so that things moved so fast. And I had to learn to not see myself as stupid for moving that fast. I had to learn to understand that I'm worthy and blessings will show the fuck up right here, right now. Like I'm not stupid for thinking that it's possible for me. Why not me? You know, those are the blessings that I walk away with from that relationship.
You know why I think you move fast?
Tell me why.
There's a hopeless romantic in you.
Oh, fuck yes. Fuck yes, I'm a hopeless
and the thing
romantic.
is,
you know, because I never thought it was possible to be a hopeless romantic hoe.
Yes.
Who thinks that?
it's
Who the
possible.
fuck thinks
It's so
that?
possible.
Let me tell you something.
It's like I'm hopelessly romantic, but also slap me and call
Yes,
me a nasty
exactly,
bitch.
exactly. You know what? Spit in my ass, right? Do all of that.
Hopelessly with love. I do.
Absolutely.
I just feel all you're doing now. I know what you mean. Because it's not everybody gonna have permission to do those things with you. So if I'm giving you permission to do those things with you, I already, but I think that's what it is. Like it's when you want to believe something and you're a creator.
Oh, for sure.
Right. You have the ability to create that image of it, right? But sometimes it becomes very different to discern and separate what was the reality versus what potential or thing you think, okay, it can become this or it'll be, but instead of looking at what it is.
So let me tell you, this is that is a very true scenario, but that was not my shit. Let me tell you what my shit was. So this was a spin back, right? Well, I spent the block on this one.
Okay.
This was somebody I dealt with early on, very young, and he was electric. He was caring. He was the first nigga, not black man. He's the first nigga that showed me romance. Right, so he was like a conundrum for me. He was absolutely.
I ain't gonna lie, that's that.
Honey, that shit stop your heart. Yep. It's just, you know. So, I didn't know how to spin being a hoe and loving him and being loyal. So we kind of sort of drifted apart. We didn't have like a tumultuous breakup. As a matter of fact, we still stayed friends.
Okay.
He got married. Introduced me to the wife and everything. Like we were really friends, girl. That's why I told you when I texted you back. I said this is some ghetto 90210 shit. I can't even go into the whole fucking story. We'll just do snippets. It's crazy. His cousin is also my ex-boyfriend and best friend. Girl, it's just a whole lot going on.
Okay.
We're not even going to touch that right now. But we lost contact. He broke up with the wife. And this is the craziest thing in the world. This is why I went so hard, because I'm gonna tell you this. I don't Facebook really, but just sitting here in my phone, what did I do? I was going to Instagram and I dropped it. When I dropped it, it hit on Messenger. I open up Messenger, I see a message from this man. When I clicked on it, I realized it's from a year and a half ago. It's from a year and a half ago. Fuck it, I'm just here already. So I respond back, don't talk to me because you blah, 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 so forth and so on. Send. Before I got off Messenger, he hit me back. Said my name. I'm like, yeah, I'm getting back at you. He like, guess what happened? I wasn't on here. I dropped my phone. This is what he says to me. I dropped my phone and it wind up on Messenger and I seen your message. Fuck me. This has to be something.
It has to be.
This has to be
Yeah,
something.
it's that
How
type
you
of
go? Because I didn't tell him.
coincidence. Yeah.
I didn't tell him that's what just happened with me. Who the fuck does that?
That y'all both
All right.
randomly opened this app, so it felt like, oh, this must be a sign.
Right. And so fast forward, we're, dating. He's all way upstate New York. I'm in Jersey. But we're dating. We're keeping in contact back and forth. And he says, listen, I still love you. And I'm, you've been my friend forever and a day. And I still love you, He said, well, I think we need to do something about that. And I'm going to tell you this. If we're going to be together, I am not a boyfriend. I am a husband. That's what the motherfucker said to me. He says, I'm not a boyfriend. I'm a husband. You know me. We know each other. We know each other's family. Give me a year. Give me a year, but I want you in the house with me. Move me out of my space to where you understand?
He's at. Oh, okay.
So this looked like...
He's ready to step. Listen.
So guess what?
Yes.
Let me tell you this, and it's not even that he wasn't ready. He wasn't ready enough because the universe will show you some shit. The universe will show you some shit, and this is what I mean when I say I'm a whimsical hoe. I'm all this shit because I believe in this. 5 days into moving into that house, his son got murdered around the corner from where we live. I said, you know what?
Man.
What the shit is this? Oh, it's a test. Screamed so loud in my head. But, I'm not going to be no narcissist and think this is about me and my relationship. But it fucking was. It fucking was. How bad do you want to fight through this pain and let me help you? Let me be that thing. Let me be the wife that you told me you wanted to be the husband
me to
for.
be, right.
Right. And it right here, right now, 5 days in, what's up?
Because your baby, yeah.
Yeah.
After you come through that type of trauma and grief with somebody.
Oh, girl, it was bad because it was bad. So
was it during that time that you learned he wasn't a husband?
It was, this is the leading up to that let me know he wasn't my husband. Right? Oh, because he's a husband. He just ain't no husband to me because now the ex-wife shows back up. And now we need to have, I have to be the bigger woman. I was there present for the thing. So, violence has a way of making anger get displaced. So I purposely removed myself from the situation. I'm going to let y'all heal. I'm going to let y'all, do this.
Warn this, yeah.
But as I'm sitting back watching, because I've removed myself from the situation, you're allowing this person to bully you. And, you understand there's going to be some real nasty feelings about some stuff. That's not what this was. And as I'm watching, now I'm in a space. What do I do? Because this is my mate. My mate can't allow, and I can't allow somebody else to come and abuse him like this. This is my mate. So, respectfully, where's the boundaries at? Because, I understand this is new, but some shit I just can't deal with.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He didn't want to deal with doing that work. He didn't want to deal with stepping into something new, not knowing if you really, really deserved it or not. And that was what it basically boiled down to. Mm-hmm. This was not about me not being enough. It was about you not being enough. You didn't think you deserved this because it's right here in front of your face. This is what you asked for. You told me you prayed for this, right? It showed the fuck up. I'm not ill. I'm not the dis. I'm not I'm all for this. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do.
You're doing it for worse.
Yeah.
Of the for better.
Yeah. Because you told me this what it is. Let's show up. Nah. Again, I don't motivate you. You wanted that. You wanted to be that. But the truth of the matter is that's not where you are. And the one thing for sure and two things for certain is if you leave me close enough, I'm going to become a mirror. And I'm going to show you.
Show you yourself.
Absolutely. I'm going to stand in that bitch with you because we're going to dissect it. And the truth of the matter is, this was a man who used to be so beautiful. So beautiful in spirit, so powerful. And you allowed someone to tear you down, but took you to a space where everybody else has a dim shine, so you still look shiny until I show the fuck up with my real shit. I'm like, no, bro, that ain't this.
Well, it's a lot of times that's what when they say talk is cheap, that's what separates it. And they always say never believe what a man does and not just what he says. And for me, my grandfather used to tell me you better believe both. Like both better be believable.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, so this is what I'm saying. I showed the fuck up because you put me in your house. And I'm like, oh yeah, we and for all intent and purposes had everything. This motherfucker got toolboxes and he's a quintessential man. The bitch got a black walnut tree in the back. I could go out there and do my motherfucking witch shit and build what I mean? I could do all this, you know what I mean? You got hummingbirds on the land, but then you got this fucking situation that you don't want to deal with, that you're not brave enough. And you tell me you're a man. And these are the things that I try to get my brothers and my counterparts, my reflections to understand is that growth is constant. And if you learn how to be a man this way, that doesn't mean that's it. You go into, my mother told me a long time ago, the only fucking place a flashlight works is in the dark. You know what that's where you find the fucking truth at. And if this is what you got down pat, you know how to hunt and sow and all of that shit. What is it that the man, the other aspect of man of you that is not that developed? Where is that? We got to do something with that. Telling the truth, being accountable. You understand what I'm saying? All of those things. Where's that part? Those are the things we have to work on. And I'm standing in the mirror with you, baby. I'm not saying you're not lovable, and I'm not saying you can't be that. What I'm saying is that that's not you right now.
The right person, the person that you're supposed to have will grow you.
Absolutely, and that's what I learned.
Yes, they
that's
will.
What I learned.
But you know what? You feel differently about the growth when you're with the person I think that you're supposed to be with.
Yeah.
Because I will say, I don't think I've ever had a relationship that didn't grow me. Whether I got enough of the lesson, because there are certain types of people that I have been with several times.
Absolutely.
I have been with the same guy, but in different, names and faces. And that meant there was still something that I didn't learn. But yeah, I think that when you feel...
Hold on one second. Let me just point that out to you, and I'm glad that you said that you didn't learn the lesson. People will look at it like it's karma, something you did wrong. No, it's just that I didn't get the lesson. Stop demonizing my journey. Stop demonizing my growth, making it look like I am
like you're paying
awful for growing, for making a mistake. For being present in that mindset. Let me tell you something. I'm going to let you get back to what you're saying. I'm so sorry. Go. I saw a post from Maya Angelou, and I think I probably said this on the last time we were talking, but it stays with me. She was in an interview, and the interviewer, gave the whole spiel. Oh, this is Maya Angelou, award-winning poet, Black activist, Nobel Peace Prize winner, and, how are you today? She said, I'm fine. Do you know who I am? The interviewer just said, well, I said,
all these titles,
all these things, who you are. She said, no, but that's not who I am. Who I am is a whole journey. And do you know what? Had I died halfway through this, do you know what you would have been saying in this interview? She said, no, what would you would have been saying, this is Maya Angelou the whore. This is Maya Angelou the drug addict. This is Maya Angelou the homeless person. So these were all of the spaces she had to get to be the Nobel Peace Prize winner. Girl,